Penelope Jo loved playing in her backyard. She especially loved watching the butterflies flutter around the flowers, their colorful wings catching the sunlight. She would often imagine the butterflies carrying secret messages from God, fluttering from flower to flower. One day, a strong wind swept through the yard, scattering leaves and bending the trees. Penelope Jo ran to catch her favorite hat as it blew away, but something sparkling under a bush caught her eye, a small golden key. Penelope Jo picked up the key, wondering what it unlocked. It felt warm in her hand, and a feeling of adventure filled her heart like a special mission from God. She whispered,
"What could this be for, Lord?"
She tried the key on the garden gate, the shed, even her toy chest, but it didn't fit any of them. Discouraged, Penelope Jo sat on the swing holding the key tightly and pondering the mystery. She prayed softly.
"Please help me find what this key unlocks."
Suddenly, she remembered the old wooden chest in the attic, the one her grandmother had told her would one day be hers. Could the key unlock its secrets? Her heart raced with excitement as she ran inside. The attic was dusty and filled with forgotten treasures. Penelope Jo carefully climbed the creaky stairs, her heart pounding with anticipation. She paused at the top, looking around at the mysterious boxes and old furniture. The golden key seemed to glow faintly in her hand. There it was, the old wooden chest covered in cobwebs. Penelope Jo brushed them away and held her breath, inserting the golden key into the lock. She whispered,
"Please, let this be it."
The lock opened. Inside the chest, nestled on a bed of velvet, was not gold or jewels, but a single worn Bible. Penelope Jo's face fell for a moment. "A Bible?" she said softly, unsure of what to think. Disappointed at first, Penelope Jo picked up the Bible and carefully opened it. The pages were filled with verses of love, kindness, and forgiveness. As she read, her heart began to feel warm and full of joy. She realized this was no ordinary book. It was a treasure from God. Penelope Jo spent the rest of the afternoon reading the Bible. She found stories of courage, hope, and love. One verse stood out to her.
"Love your neighbor as yourself."
She thought about her neighbors and how she could share this treasure with them. She decided to start with grumpy old Mr. Grumbles, who never smiled and always shooed her away from his garden. Penelope Jo prayed for courage, then bravely walked over to Mr. Grumbles' house, clutching the Bible tightly. Mr. Grumbles was sitting on his porch, looking as grumpy as ever. Penelope Jo hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath.
"Hi, Mr. Grumbles. I found something special and I'd like to share it with you."
Mr. Grumbles raised an eyebrow but didn't say anything. Penelope Jo opened the Bible and read him a verse about God's unconditional love. She read,
"For God so loved the world that he gave his only son."
As she read, something amazing happened. Mr. Grumbles' face softened and a small smile appeared. The words seemed to touch his heart in a way nothing else had before. He looked at her and said,
"That's beautiful."
From that day on, Mr. Grumbles wasn't so grumpy anymore. He often invited Penelope Jo over to read to him, and they became good friends. He even started planting flowers in his garden for the butterflies Penelope Jo loved so much. Penelope Jo realized that the golden key had led her to a different kind of treasure, one that could change hearts and bring joy to others. She smiled as she thought about how God had used her to share his love. And Penelope Jo knew in her heart that this was the most precious treasure of all. She carefully placed the Bible back in the chest, now full of gratitude for the gift she had discovered. She would take the Bible out every morning and start her day by reading it. She would then think about what she read as she went through her day, until the evening when she would once again spend time with God by reading his word before bedtime. Penelope Jo made it her mission to share God's word with everyone she met. She carried the Bible with her wherever she went, eager to spread the life-changing message of Jesus' love and forgiveness to everyone she encountered. And every time she opened the Bible, she felt the same joy and peace she had felt that first day in the attic. She knew that God's word was a treasure she could carry in her heart forever. Remember what Jesus told us in Matthew chapter 4, verse 4?
"It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God."